Finally, one day, Muawiyah called him. He came. Muawiyah sat him down next to himself. Food was served. The place was filled with all kinds of delicious dishes. Muawiyah invited him to eat. Abuzar refused. He said, I only eat a handful of wheat, flour, in 1 week. This is what I used to do during the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and I will continue that practice until I pass on and meet up with my friend.
That time Abuzar lived in that area, he introduced those people to the glory of Ahl Bayt. This too was totally against Muawiyah's policies. Muawiyah's propaganda in that area was that actually Banu Umayyah were the Ahl Bayt and their love had been made wajib, compulsory on Muslims. When he saw that Abuzar countered his trick by glorifying the family of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu he called him back and then wrote a letter to Caliph Usman complaining about Abuzar's activities.
Caliph Uthman replied as follows: We have received your letter about Abuzar. As soon as you receive this letter, arrange a fast camel, put Abuzar on it, arrange a very harsh camel driver, and send him to Medina post haste.
On Muawiyah's order, Abuzar was dispatched quickly without even letting him take his family with him. By the time Abuzar arrived in Medina, riding that camel, the flesh of both his thighs had been torn.
Hazrat Abuzar Ghaffaree Radi Allah was presented to Caliph Uthman in an open assembly. Caliph Uthman said to him, I have been told that you narrate a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, that when the number of the men of Banu Umayyah in power would come upon to 30, they would use Allah's kingdom as their personal property, and they would treat the worshippers of Allah as their personal servants, and would corrupt and misuse Allah's laws for their own advantage.
Abuzar replied that yes, he had heard the Prophet Muhammad saying all that. Usman asked the assembly whether or not they all had heard the hadith. He then called Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib and asked him the same question. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib confirmed what Abu Zar had said. Usman then asked for the evidence to that. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib said that the clearest evidence to that was another statement of the Prophet Muhammad in which he had said, the skies had not given shade to, and the earth has not carried any speaker more truthful and honest than Abu Zar.
Only a few days had gone by after that event that Caliph Uthman sent him a message that by Allah he would banish him from Medina. Abu Zar confronted Uthman and said to him, Are you going to banish me away from the city of the Prophet? He replied, Yes. Abu Zar asked, Are you going to send me off to Makkah? He said, No. Abu Zar then asked, To Basra? He said, No. Abu Zar then asked, To Kufa then? He said, No. I am going to throw you out to Rabza, where you came from, and I wish you would die there. Caliph Uthman then turned to Marwan and ordered him to escort Abu Zar out of Medina and not to let anyone else see him off or speak to him. So Marwan put Abu Zar and his daughter on a camel and escorted them out of Medina.
As Abu Zar was being escorted out of Medina, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib came to see him off with his sons, his brother Aqil, Abdullah bin Jafar, and Ammar Yasir. Marwan tried to stop them, saying, Let me tell you, if you do not already know, that Usman has prohibited everyone to come and see Abu Zar off. Imam Ali said, hit the camel of Marwan was riding and said, Get out of my place, may Allah throw you in hellfire.
Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib walked with Abu Zar. He cried and wept, saying, O Ahlul Bayt, may Allah have mercy upon you. O Abul Hassan, when I see you and your children, I am reminded of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Hazrat Abuzar Ghaffaree Anho stayed in Rabza until the time of his death. During the last moments of his life, his daughter said to him, I am alone in this part of the country and I am afraid that I will not be able to protect you from the wild beasts. Abuzar replied, Do not be afraid. In a few moments, some believing men would arrive here. Do you see someone approaching? The daughter replied, No, I do not see anyone coming. Abuzar said, That means I have few more moments to live. He repeated his question to the daughter. After a while, she said, Yes, I see some riders approaching.
Hazrat Abuzar Ghaffaree radiallahu anh said, Allahu Akbar, Allah and His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam are really truthful. Turn my face towards the Qibla. When these riders arrive here, say my salam to them. When they are done with my funeral rites, have this goat slaughtered for them and tell them that I have asked them under oath not to leave without eating a meal.
With that statement, Abuzar breathed his last. When the riders arrived there, who were 7 men, and among them were Hazrat Malik-e-Ashtar and Huzaifa al-Yaman, Abuzar's daughter told them that her father Abuzar, the companion of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, has just died, and he is without anyone to take care of his funeral. They all wept for Hazrat Abuzar Razi Allah. They then gave him a funeral bath, enshrouded him, prayed his funeral prayer, and buried him. When they were all done with that, Abuzar's daughter told them that before dying he had left a message for them under oath. They should not leave without having a meal. They slaughtered the goat, had a meal, and then set off towards Medina.
Hazrat Abuzar Ghaffaree radiallahu anh, the great companion of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, died alone in exile with no one by his side, as Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had predicted in 652 CE at Rabza in the desert near Medina.
Imam Jafar Sadiq said, Abu Zar, the companion of Prophet Muhammad wasallam, wept from fear of Allah until he was almost blind. The people told him to pray for his eyes to get cured, but he replied, I am busy with more important things. When asked what these were, he replied, fear of hell and joy of heaven.